Thank you very much, Zvika, for being here. Zvika is one of those friends that we know each other for a few years. It's now, I think, more than 2. And he's a product marketer, a growth marketer, and he also was one of the co-founders, probably you know, WiseStamp, that makes signature. Now he is on Gifit. Is that correct?
Gifty.
Gifty, sorry.
Gifty, like gift with the J.
Yeah, and he also has an amazing pack of tools called growthpact.co. If you are a tool and you're not there, make sure you send a link to Zvika. But if you are a growth marketer, you really need to be on it and check all the tools because they're fucking amazing. Plus, Zvika, I think on his free time, does a lot of tiny little tools that makes growth hacking much easier. Zvika, thank you very much for being in the show. I'm super happy to be here. I have to tell to everyone that we've been talking, I think, a little bit like nearly half an hour, and I had to just say, wait, let me put on, because this is gold nuggets all the time. It's like boom, boom, boom. Zvika, thank you very much for being in the show.
A pleasure. I'm so happy that we finally are able to have this intimate with everyone meeting. Yes. And I definitely, and I can't start without complimenting your shirt, Gerard. It's fun.
I knew it was a show with you today. I had to put it on, man.
Yeah, next time I'm going to wear something more comfortable.
Well, Melkan, it's okay. Melkan is a nice company.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you very much for being here. Tell us a little bit about your background and what was your process, for example, to first exit. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, so actually, I'll tell you, I'll share with you guys like my background, which I didn't tell you, Gerard. I started very, I think, surprisingly. I started by studying business and biology, a dual major, and I found myself doing SEO through biology because I had a colleague that was studying biology with me, and he was one of he's till today, I think one of the best, Branko Reitman, his name is one of the best SEO guys in the world. And he worked in a company and he said, listen, you know, maybe join me. And I fell in love. And I fell in love in internet. I fell in love in marketing. I fell in love in SEO. And since then, I knew I found what I want to do. And I did 2 years, I did SEO for very hard, when Google only started, it's really the early days of SEO. And through one of the projects, the side projects that I found a founder that also did SEO. And one of the projects, the side projects we did was WiseStamp, because we wanted to create an email signature for ourselves that we said, till now everyone puts his name and his telephone, but you know, now social is becoming a thing. There's Facebook, there's Twitter, there's LinkedIn. And I want to add that as part of my contact, points. And so I wanted to make a signature myself, and I found out it's not so easy. And we made a little tool for us, Chrome. It was a Firefox extension, and suddenly we saw that people really want it. They started downloading it. For one, there was a period that we were the top 10 Firefox extensions downloaded. So we really felt the product market fit, and then we decided we're leaving all the other stuff we're doing. And we joined 2 co-founders and we flew to San Francisco. And that's kind of my background. But through WiseStamp, I was the CMO and I experienced everything. It's like a full stack. I did SEO, I did organic, I did promotion of extensions on Firefox and later on Chrome. So I really got my hands dirty. Later on, we had a SaaS on Google Apps. I really got my hands dirty in many, many aspects of marketing. And I think there's not, many people ask me all the time, early stage startups, they ask me, what's your growth hack? What's your secret? And I think there's not like one secret sauce. It really depends on what your product is and where knowing your audience and where they are. I'll tell you an example from today. I have a friend that I can't tell, it's stealth, but he has some interesting product for music. And just today I found out that Spotify has amazing audio ads distribution platform, self-served. And I said, spot on, man. This is where you can target a specific genre with your specific thing. And we live in an amazing, amazing time that for any solution, a marketer can find the right niche and the right tool to get his users. It's amazing. And I must say that one of two of the two most beloved tools I have is FindThatLead and Scrub In. That and just working with LinkedIn and email outreach, finding emails, prospecting. I love your products, guys. It's really they're fantastic.
Thank you very much. We love to hear such a cute word. Thank you, man. I think one of the reasons I connected with you, we are friends on Facebook. I think we are in Joyce and many other groups. What did you post that you got like 100 comments, something like this? What was it? Was it about the growth pack? And it was from this like, fuck man, let's do an interview.
Yeah, sometimes there's this naive, there's a country girl that she never was in the city. And then she comes to the city and everyone says, wow, you're so beautiful. She didn't know because she didn't have that feedback. So I had a similar experience. I didn't know anything about outreach. I didn't know anything about sending emails. And while working, so through WiseStamp, it was a B2C play. I did a lot of SEO. I did a lot of organic growth. We did a bit acquisition, but I never had a B2B play until 3-4 years ago when I joined Jiffity, which is a very heavy B2B player. We have customers like IKEA and Citizens Bank and like really heavy global retailers. And for me, coming from B2C to start doing B2B and email outreach and prospecting was a new world. And I didn't know anything. So I started building my own tools and my processes and finding all the tools. And suddenly, like the country girl, when I started talking to people that are professionals, they're like, what? Tools you have, it's amazing. And these are the frameworks you're doing, and you're working with LinkedIn automation and email out, all these processes that you guys know the best in the group. Suddenly I understood, yes, I have some complementary tools in the process that are different from what other people have. So I created a video, I packed it to a Google Spreadsheet add-on, which you can find on my site. And it's a segment of what we do, but it helps us prospect LinkedIn straight into Google Spreadsheet. And I made a short video, shared it on your groups, and everyone's like, man, this is what I need. And the only thing we do is we find the prospects. At the moment, we don't find emails. I take whatever the prospects I have, and then I run it through your service, and we find the emails. I then take it on to email automation and outreach, connect it with the Zapier, et cetera, et cetera. You guys know the drill. But yeah, I'm happy to sometimes, it's not just always the specific tool, but it's how you make the process and what the extra oomph in the entire funnel.
It's funny how you say it is. Yes, it's the process, which is very important, but I think also the most important is losing the fear of testing, but also implementing and taking the action. And I think that's they say, yeah, what is the best funnel for LinkedIn? It's like, just do it, man. Just even if it's manually, it's better than any fucking funnel that you don't implement. And I think taking the action is super important.
There's one thing that I do feel that I have a secret sauce, but I'm happy to share it with you. And that's my SEO background. Because when you do SEO background, you're very much focused into keywords. And when you're focused into keywords, it forces you to think of who the person is and for. And it's not exactly the same, but it helps me a lot in prospecting when I think about the titles and targeting. What is the title that I'm looking for? Who is the exact, what are the exact words that they might use on their profiles? And it helps me very laser focus and segment on the right people. So the SEO practice and background I have really shaped the way I'm thinking. I always start at the end thinking, who do I want to reach? And then I go backwards. What's the best process to find that person? If it's someone that's on Spotify, then I'll find them on Spotify. But the most important thing is, who is your audience? What keywords are they using? What do they care about? And then where are they? Are they on Facebook? Are they on LinkedIn? If they're on LinkedIn, what keywords are they using? Are they on Quora? On Quora, what keywords are they using? What topics are they following? It's all about the audience and segmenting them correctly to bucket. And part of segmenting them correctly to buckets is keywords. So I have that unfair advantage.
I love it, man. And I think keywords is such a big world. Sometimes some guys like me, I like super outgoing and sales and connecting to people. I'm sure everyone has a secret sauce. And yes, you, Vika, your one is working very well for now. Tell me a little bit. I remember one of the tools that you made at the Growth Pact for you was it extracting leads from LinkedIn? If you can tell us a little bit, which tools have you been coding yourself, and which I think is beautiful.
So I released bless you. I released a Google spreadsheet add-on that what it does, it enables you, it sits on Google spreadsheet. So it's very natural for us. You know, every growth hacker knows that Excel and spreadsheet are his best friends. You know, if it's not on Excel, then you're probably missing on something. So I made a Google spreadsheet add-on that's companion to a spreadsheet, and you can add there, it's similar to your prospector, but it covers different aspects. Because I love your prospector and it's great, you can use it, but sometimes, for example, when you're a bit more advanced, like my usages, I usually know what company I'm after. I don't care only about geography and title. I want, give me the VP of marketing of 100 companies that I know who they are. How do I know who they are? It's because I checked a list on a conference, or I found a list on a Google Knowledge Base, or I found a list on Wikipedia. Sometimes, you know, Wikipedia has amazing lists. The list from Wikipedia or from a conference or from an event, and I say, okay, these are the 100 companies I want to target because they're all in the conference I'm attending. But I want to find in that company, in this list of company, only there, I want to find a specific title. So my add-on, it's called LinkedIn Prospector, and we can share the link later on, enables you to put a list of companies by name and put a title and cross-reference. And this is something that, yes, Sales Navigator enables you, but not
scalable.
Not scalable. It's restricted. You have to manually type each one of them. It's not convenient for someone that really does scale. By me, if you have it on a copy, paste in the add-on, and then what it will do is it will supplement the VA that you might have been using. So I'm running each one of those titles against each one of the company names and directly retrieving the LinkedIn name, company, profile to the spreadsheet. And now I have already a list of prospects that I know are very highly targeted and capable to what I'm looking for. And I could move on to finding their emails through FindThatLead, connecting with them on LinkedIn through Scrabin or Dux or any other automated LinkedIn automation tool that you have.
And I think it's beautiful that we have such a beautiful amount of data from LinkedIn. And
LinkedIn's amazing.
And we should be using it, everyone on every company. It's like, guys, if you're looking for marketing managers or whatever the fuck you do, I'm sure it's going to be on Google. And even if it's B2C, you can go to LinkedIn because you can do it or Finder. What I do a lot of, if you do B2C through B2B, go to the HR guys or the CEOs to spread the word. You know, it's always even that you do B2C, you can do it outbound, and I think it's beautiful. But also you can send messages directly when you have the first grade, which I think it should be used more.
Another thing that this add-on does, so I have another tab, it's called Profile Match. And that's exactly what it does. So we had many friends of yours and many people posted on the groups that they take members of groups on Facebook around a specific topic, and then they're trying to find their emails or to create a seed for lookalike on Facebook, etc. But my tool, what it enables you is once you have the name of the person and the company, you can very quickly and easily through my tool find the LinkedIn and in scale. So if you have 15,000 members of a group, scrape it however with your most favorite scraping tool, put it on a Google spreadsheet, and then you can enrich and very fast and easily find it with my add-on. There are other add-ons that some of us are using. Phantom Booster is fantastic for, and I'm using it all the time.
Yeah, but it's a little bit too expensive.
But exactly. But I think I'm a bit more expensive per lead, I must say. Okay. But it could be. But I'm not sure. I didn't compare it per lead. But what's it's a bit more complex. And many of salespeople and marketing members of the team that use a shared account. I have a very simple UI, and it's just click, and it does the work for you. So if you're working with a VA and you're waiting for $6 an hour, and you're waiting for them to enrich, I don't know, 20 LinkedIn prospects, by me, you can probably do it in 10 minutes and for 1,000. So it's not comparable.
Exactly. And I think every tool does the job. And if you have a virtual assistant who's using those tools, it's just amazing, He's just like 10x, man. 10x cheaper, faster. He's happier because you're never going to have describe LinkedIn. I mean, it's just impossible.
Yeah. I have a joke. I have an internal joke, but don't tell anyone. When I started with the add-on, I thought I'm cutting the middleman. No Fiverr. No one's gonna use any more Fiverr. This add-on. That's it. That's all he needs. And I became the biggest exporter to India. I have 60% of my clients are Indians on Fiverr. My tools too. So
I see. Yeah, man, I love it.
You can't cut the middleman.
It's funny story that you said about Fiverr and Upwork. Well, it was Ilan's, our first 1,000 users. We got, and you're going to like that. What I did is, I remember I had 1 or 2 BAs from Upwork, Ilan's at the time. I said, hi, Mush, or whatever was his name. Can you please try FindThatLead to find emails? Like, yeah, good. Like, Jared, this tool is very good. It's like, okay, happy. What about, I asked him, what about if you create an account in Upwork, they create 10 fake jobs and say, hi, can you actually do a LinkedIn list? And when they said, yes, then I said, okay, to get the job, you need to send me a sample. I could recommend you to use FindThatLead. And oh man, it was like, I think it was our first hack. And it was the Indian guy doing it. We were paying this guy. It was amazing. It was
because those guys understand the most how it's great to use tools that are affordable.
Well, they get paid by lead, and not by depends, but by lead. And then it's like if you get the 1 million at like 3 cents, it's like okay, yoo-hoo, they're rich, man.
But for these guys, you don't have to explain what you're solving because they are in this pain all the time. So I thought I'm cutting them, but at the end of the day, they're my biggest fans because I'm making work easier. So I'm happy to give them business.
Yeah, Zvika, have you tried to contact Fiverr directly? Anyone in Fiverr?
So Fiverr is Israeli.
Oh, really? I didn't know. Fuck, man, the best companies are from Israel.
Now we're booming, So Fiverr is an Israeli company originally, and I know I have some friends working there. It's an amazing company. I personally didn't try, but I know the trick that you told me now. Somebody recommended me to do something similar, to reach out to all these guys and ask them to create an account on my, to write a client and say, oh, but please use this tool.
Yeah, but I would just go and do an outreach to the Fiverr guys, because let me tell you, Upwork for sure. Upwork has a thing with Dropbox.
Yeah.
And like they do pop-ups in there. And, yeah, and it's like maybe, man, they could be promoting some of your add-ons, which I think would be amazing.
I'll ask. I have some friends there.
If you need an email from anyone in Fiverr, happy to send it to you.
Great.
Good. And what's the next steps? Because you're developing a lot of little tools, which I think they're great. Do you have any idea to fix them up in one SaaS tool with a dashboard?
Yeah, so I'm not sure yet. As I told you, I just sold my company WiseStamp a month ago. So it was a roller coaster, and I'm involved today. So all the growth pack I said, when I started Growth Pack and the Little Tools, it was A, to support my work on Jiffity, and B, I really wanted, and that's why I made this directory. I wanted to share my tools and knowledge, because I'm, by the way, I'm a lot inspired by you, because you're such a great sport,
thanks, man.
really, and sharing knowledge and out there. The world's huge, and there's so much opportunities out there. It's a pity not to share the knowledge and to share the your suit and your processes. I'm always happy to do that. So that's why I go back. I think I will continue now. So it's really, it was a side project, and it still is a side project. It's only me, and I don't have yet a branded T-shirt, but hopefully I will. It's growing. It's growing nice as a side project. But now that I have more time in my hands, I have a couple of more tools similar that I think are fantastic, that I want to release into this ecosystem. And yes, I might take this suite of solutions and make a SaaS. I didn't make my mind yet about it, and I'm contemplating and still thinking about new opportunities. Now that I sold my company, I have much more time to think of new adventures. But I'm a bootstrapper. I really like to do things and the pool and the product market fit from the world, make something very MVP, very abstract to what it's trying to solve, and see if someone is really, if it solves a pain that someone's really ready to pay for. And if yes, great. And if not, we're moving. It's an agile world. I'm moving forward.
I think it's great. And just for everyone to know, it's called growthpack.co.
Yeah.
Growthpack.co. I think TZVIKA has a special add-ons on the top, but for the rest, it's just an amazing list of 490.
Yeah, it's 400 tools, and there are like 100 resources of great videos and like legacy growth hacking posts that and there's a lot of stashes of other companies that they share their growth hacking tools, and I'm just happy to have this knowledge direct.
That's such a gold nugget, man. That's just like amazing. Tell us a little bit what is Jiffity and what do you do for them?
So Jiffity is 4 years ago I got married, and we flew to South Africa 2 months. Thank you. We had a great honeymoon in South Africa for 2 months. When I came back, I just left WiseStamp, and a friend of mine called me and says, "Oh, can you I know you're still free. Can you come to help us with something little?" 4 years forward, or 3.5 years forward, I'm still in Jiffity. I was able to help him in that small thing, and today I'm happy to be involved 2 days 2 days a week there and build their sales team. What Jiffity does, they started as a gift registry for retailers, but it's a B2B play. So IKEA's white label gift registry is powered by Jiffity. A year and a half ago, there was a pivotal moment, and we understood that we are best positioned. We were actually approached by one of our retailers, and they asked us, "Can you do consumer financing?" So and we figured out that actually yes, and we can do it amazing, and that's what in the year and a half and the past year, and it's a pivotal moment. Consumer financing. If you're going, for example, to IKEA and you want and you're a couple and you want to buy a couple of furniture to your house, and it costs like $30,000. And you don't have all you put it in registry, they bought for you only $10,000. IKEA, for example, or any other furniture company can come and tell you, "Listen, I know you listed another $20,000 of sofas and chairs and tables and whatever you want, and no one funded it for you, and you're probably a young couple, you don't have the funding, the credit. Let us give you the credit, the consumer financing, to complete this purchase and pay us over time." And they're best positioned to that because they know that they listed, but no one paid for it for this couple, young married or going to graduate schools or whatever registry it is. And consumer financing is a huge market in the US and also in France, and actually we also have some interesting business in Spain. It's a really interesting fintech play, and it's very heavily B2B. So our main acquisition channel today is outreach. LinkedIn automation, outreach. We are doing some interesting stuff with our PR. So, but it's also similar. We're prospecting leads, finding their emails, and then we're targeting them with our latest news on publications and stuff like that. Also something that I'm sharing methods that maybe could be relevant to people.
And I love what you said. And now we love I think one of my latest tools that I cannot live without is the Uber Suggest from Neil Patel.
Yeah.
Have you checked the backlinking thing?
No.
Fuck, man, it's crazy. I mean, seriously, go to, it's not promotion or anything.
I'm familiar with it. Okay. Way back.
Go to Uber Suggest, backlink, and type the name of your competitor. It's like, fuck, you can SEMrush or anything, but it's fucking free. And
yeah, well, you're forgetting you're talking with the SEO guy, so I can give you a couple of more. I mean, it's a very old method, but yeah.
Sorry, man, I never did SEO, and we never paid for any tool. And when we saw this, like, fuck, we didn't want to pay Icereach or SEMrush some fucking like 600 to 1,000 euros.
There are many free tools. Actually, one of the I'm giving a workshop for startups, for early stage startups, and one of the things I tell them always.
Where are you giving it?
Workshops. I just gave it a month ago in WeWork Labs. Okay. WeWork is originally founded by Israelis, and they have a very strong. Yeah, that's why I'm mentioning it. They're not an Israeli company, but they're founded by Israelis, and they have a R&D. And a lot of staff are Israelis. So I was asked from, they have a segment called WeWork Labs that's focused on startups, and they have sessions. And a month ago exactly, I gave a workshop there. And one of the things I tell them, going back to what you said, is, listen, your competitors, they're already out. You think you invented the wheel, but your competitors are already out there, and they already spend money on ads. They already spend money on SEO research. They already did some stuff. If you're not looking into what they're doing in terms of looking at Facebook ads, in terms of analyzing their pages to find keywords, in terms of how much are they spending, there's free tools like SpyFu or SEMrush that you can get for free. The keywords and the budget that they're spending on Google ads, you can go to their Facebook page and check on the tab below what ads they're running, and you can learn so much from what they're saying in the ads, what keywords they're targeting. It's free research, and it's free money that if you're an early stage startup and you're not, or similar to what you said, checking who linked to them in the past, he's probably a website that's happy to hear about your solution or a competitive solution, then you're just wasting time and money because they're not for you.
And I think, TZVIKA, just for everyone, not even if you are a startup, just early.
Yeah, for sure.
Or you have to do it all the time. And sometimes, sometimes in here we say, Jared, we need to do Facebook ads, Google ads. I have never done a Facebook ad, never done a Google ad. And we tried to, but it just didn't work ever. It's like, we have all fucking emails from the wall. Do we send 10,000 or 20,000 a day? No. Once we send 10 or 20,000 and we burst like the system, then let's go to the next stuff. But until we don't reach that limit, and for us it's so important, and it's taking the action, man. It's like whatever you do, it's just go for it and go the extra mile. I think it's super important.
I agree. Listen, and the fact is, I'm not a big PPC and acquisition guy. I think if you build a good product and you do the smart things, and you still have to distribute and marketing, we're marketers. But I think if you build a good product, it's easier to promote it organically or in groups or in communities or etc. And if you're pushing it artificially through acquisition, you'll very fast find yourself in a negative ROI. I think it's kind of, it masks when you do acquisition. And I work with companies. I consulted to Waze, not such a little company, and they did massive acquisition. So I'm familiar with doing media acquisition and stuff. I know it's not something that I'm foreign to, but I think that when sometimes it doesn't work, and it makes sense to me that it doesn't work. And by the way, Dropbox never figured out acquisition. They say it. They tried to do PPC. It didn't work for them. It wasn't ROI positive, and it's fine. I would totally be happy with Dropbox, growth chart.
Yeah.
It did something right.
I think, and it's funny how we've seen it. We've now been 5 years, and acquisition is not anymore such an important thing. Now we've changed to retention through Mixpanel, Heap Analytics, the chart flows. But for everyone, it's like, for us was acquisition. Obviously, product was, but we never like analyzed anything. Now it's like, okay, wait. We do have a lot of acquisition now coming in. Good. Retention, because it was a moment that like, acquisition, fucking churn. And now it's like, okay, churn off. We stopped churn like crazy, and acquisition is still growing. It's like, okay, it's such a
I agree with you. I think if there's the hole in the bucket, you don't have to continue pouring water inside. You first have to.
But sometimes it's easy, man. In the beginning, it's like, or if it's free, if you pay acquisition and no churn, man, it's.
I can tell you from WiseStamp experience. I think one of the things I learned, it was a long journey, and I've been through it.
You've been working there for 10 years.
Yeah, we established it 11 years ago.
Easy to do a startup exit?
What?
Is it easy to do an exit?
No, it was. I can't. There are many interesting things that I experienced. Easiness is not one of them. But it was out of my comfort zone many times. But what I did learn there, relating to what you said, is at the beginning, because I was CMO, we had I think it's a big mistake that they saw the marketer as someone that just brings traffic, and once the user is on the landing page, there the responsibilities of the marketer end, and from there only product or whatever takes charge. And I think it was a very big mistake we did at the beginning in terms of responsibilities. Today, I don't get involved, and I think all the growth hackers know that today, the onboarding, reducing the churn, all the AARRR is part of the marketers and the growth hackers' responsibility, because you can pour so much. I brought tons of traffic, but we started to become profitable only when we started fixing the churn. And when I was only in charge of bringing traffic, and I was blind to what happens in the funnel itself, and it was someone else's responsibility. And what happens was I brought a lot of traffic, but the traffic didn't stick, and the revenue didn't become ROI positive in a way that was worth to bring more. So I totally relate, and I think today there's a much more intimate and bigger understanding of all the growth hackers that are listening to us, that marketing is really from end to end. It's from understanding who you're bringing till the moment he pays, and all the way from activation to retention to bringing back a user that for some reason left you or unsubscribed. You have to be throughout the process, because you can't be blind spotted, because what's going to happen is you're going to pour a lot of water and you're going to miss the hole.
I am, and you know what? Because I knew that I'm just actually yesterday mentioned What Matters, John Doerr. I think that about the OKRs and the measurement, because before measuring is not one of the things I've been doing so well.
If there's one thing that it's very hard, but if there's one thing, there's the term there are two terms that I really like that changed the way I see marketing. It's the North Star metric. Out of all the OKRs, what's the one metric that really gives you the North Star and puts all the company into process to know we're growing right? You can look at traffic, you can look at conversion, you can look at how many people are clicking the ads. All these metrics are great, but sometimes there's too much metrics. At the end of the day, you have to put one North Star that is, for example, how many people become users.
It could be MRR.
It could be, exactly. It could be MRR. And focus all your efforts on improving things that improve that. And anything else is secondary. That's the one term. And the second term that I found, it's harder to find, but it's the aha moment. What Facebook famous aha moment is, they figured that when if a user signs up, they have to help him bring in 10 friends. If he doesn't bring in 10 friends, all his engagement and experiences are meaningless. And they made that their North Star, to bring all their users to a aha moment, a moment that they know that once a user brings 10 friends, he's completely owned by Facebook. He has fitness, he gains value from the service, and he feels that it's meaningful for him. It's not always easy to find the aha moment, but if you start continuously try to test what's the moment that a random user or visitor becomes a passionate user and advocate, then you're going to see growth.
Well, so it's a perfect market fit, and that's it. Once that's growth, I think that's one of the secrets why WiseStamp raised over 15 million, and then they were acquired by.
Yeah, not 15 million, 500K. We raised half.
Yeah, but later you raised 15 million, no?
No. That's who bought us. It was.
Okay. Okay. Exactly.
I won't tell you how much. I won't tell you how much he bought. But later to how much he raised.
Okay. Yeah. That's okay. That's beautiful, guys.
We're all very happy from the sale. If you're debating,
I am. No. I think WiseStamp is such a company to search, and for everyone, just like go and do your signature. Otherwise, well, no, we leave it. Yeah. We do have a signature maker. That's why it's funny. But anyway, WiseStamp today.
And I saw it, and by the way, I loved it. And I told Jared before that because I created email signatures, so I pay a lot of notice to email signatures that I receive. And Jared sent me an email, and I love these email signatures.
Thank you, man. It was made with the signature maker.
It's fantastic, and FindThatLead has a signature maker, and I sold my company for you to use any signature maker that's out there.
I love it. And Zvika, just to finish up, can you recommend to everyone a book about growth hacking, about sales, that really changed your life?
Wow, that's a tough one. A book that changed my life.
Yeah, better do a book that changed your life. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. I play around a bit with because I wanted to stay in touch with the tech industry.
Yeah.
As a hobby, I started investing very small amounts, but buying stock. And by the way, this has nothing to do with growth, but it totally has to do with growth.
Okay.
If you stay in the beat of the technology and what's moving and what's shaking, I highly recommend you take $100, take $200, download Robinhood and start investing in tech companies. There's nothing that will give you more of the beat of the technology to going up or down of your money by stocks. So I just started, I knew nothing about investing, nothing. But I started buying all the usual suspects. I said, I'm using Google all the time. I bought Google. I'm using Facebook all the time, like an idiot. I started using Facebook.
How long ago did you buy some stocks from Facebook?
I started 10 years. I'm doing well. I started 10 years ago.
That's good. 10 years ago.
And I said, you have to have money in the game. And I started buying all this stock. And today I understand already. I'm not that stupid, but I started very stupid. So I recommend you, if you know nothing, don't worry about it. Take $100. It's better than putting it on the casino. And you learn a lot. And what you learn is two things. What you learn is what's moving and shaking in tech. Google will release, Facebook will release something. You'll see the stock going up and down. You'll be really connected to the news. That's one thing. The second thing is, I told all the story is, there's one character called John Bogle. He wrote a book called Enough. And I highly recommend you to read that book. And it's not only about investing, it's about philosophy of life. He's a really amazing guy. I can talk an hour about him. Just check the book Enough. I'll tell you the story of how he got the book, and then I'll leave it back.
I love it, man. Go for it.
The story is, why did he call the book Enough? So he said, I don't remember the name of the guy. He was in a cocktail party and someone pointed to a guy and he said, you know, this guy made so much money today that you'll never do in your entire life. So the guy answered to him, yes, but I have something that he will never have. He said, what do you have? He said, I have enough. And that's what called the book Enough. Sometimes you have to know and value what you have in your hands. And it's not all about just the big numbers of money. It's about values. It's about doing business ethically. It's about creating a product that people care and love. It's not being an asshole, not not spamming, being a human being that's fun, that's sharing. Share your knowledge. If you have knowledge, share your knowledge out there. You'll see that the world will pay you 10 times back what you're giving. So Enough by John Bogle. That's my book.
I love this point that you're saying, because sometimes I go, I have my coach. It's like, Jared, what's your dream? It's like, yeah, my dream is to have a Lamborghini. And in the beginning, yeah, Porsche. And it seems like a process of the last few years. It's like, you know what? I have so much light that I don't need any more Lamborghini. I just like, any fucking car would be good for me. It's like, really? I said, yes. It's just, I mean, I used to think, yeah, Lamborghini. No, it's not like, and this is when you're right about the enough. It's like, yeah, I feel so happy, man. And the people who has light is the people who is about feeling happy and humble. I'm not saying I want to be, it's okay. Money,
it's okay to be rich. John Bogle was a millionaire, yes? He wrote Enough. He's still with millions.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like that, yeah, you're happy because the rest, yeah, money comes, yeah, okay, money, it's just a number. It's like all the, yeah, and also to everyone, it's a process. You took 10 years to build an amazing company.
Yeah, it took a long journey.
10 years, I think it's very fast, because on the newspaper only comes like, you think, yeah, Facebook is super mega, it's an entrepreneur. Fuck, man, this is one in every fucking trillion companies. The average, my father sold his company for 2 million euros, which I think was amazing. It took him like 35 years.
Yeah.
You know, this is like,
we live
amazing.
I don't think, and that's something I really want to, it doesn't, understanding the value of enough doesn't mean you have to be poor. I hope everyone that's listening here will be a multi-millionaire. It really, it's more about the attitude and also cherishing what we have, understanding we live in an amazing time. I was in a lecture by this guy. He says, how many people here in the audience feel rich? No one raises his hand. He said, listen, you have more teeth in your mouth today than a prince, that the prince had in the 15th century in Italy. But the prince didn't have teeth, but he felt rich. And you have more teeth and you don't feel rich. It's all, we really have to understand we live in an amazing time. We live in a time that anyone can start a business. You can bootstrap. I bootstrapped and I sold my company for millions. And anyone listening here, I know you don't think you can do it. I'm telling you, if you're listening now to this video, you're way more advanced than many, many people in the world. And you can totally build a company that's profitable and become a millionaire and be happy. We live in an amazing time and we all have to cherish it and make the most out of it. And if you help people and share your knowledge and listen to people, you're going to be rewarded 10 times. Trust me.
Woohoo! I love it,
it's similar. You know what? It's similar to you see startups in the past. They say, "Tell me about your startups." No, it's a secret.
Fuck
Dude,
you, man.
tell me about your startup. It's gonna help you so much more. No one has time to copycat you. I don't have time to copycat. If you tell me, I'll be happy to connect you to this guy. I'll help you to find this guy. So the same thing. Share your wealth. Share your ideas. The world's big for everyone's idea. Trust me.
Even to like we have Hunter, Wallenberg, clearly.
Yeah. We're all okay.
I love them. I speak to the Alex or Francois or Matthew from Any Leads. It's like, fuck, man. Yeah, you don't need to promote them, but they're friends. We have the same vision. I'm helping 1 million people to find the email of their future customers. with me, with my competitors, you know. Which is,
and to be honest, as a user, I can tell you, I'm using many of those tools that you mentioned. I don't use all of them. But I don't use one thing. FindThatLead is one of the major things I'm using in our process. You should know. But no, but I do sometimes I use this as Sonova.io or Hunter or whatever. For every different scenario, there's something that's a better fit. Yeah. It's fine.
And we all of us are growing, you know, because we are all growing, and that's what shows that everyone is doing it.
That's the beauty of technology, that the more the solutions expand, it just creates a bigger need. If these processes work for us, outreach, and it's easier for us to find scale, then usually we just become more hungry. We want more. I want more leads. I want to send more emails. I want to connect more on LinkedIn. There's no saturation to success. When someone succeeds, you want more. You still need to have enough in terms of ethically and in the approach, but you also have to be hungry and foolish and go after your goals and set high barriers. Yeah, fantastic.
This is amazing. Zvika, I think we're going to do another session. I think in a few weeks when we can decide.
I'm getting a new shirt, man. I'm upping my gear for the next time.
yeah, don't worry. Zvika, thank you very much for being in the show.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And we're going to go for one topic and go back. I think it's like LinkedIn scraping and do something like this.
Fantastic. And also I want to say I'm very reachable. We'll put links to whatever's relevant in the, and if you guys don't hesitate, reach out to me. I try to respond as much as I can. I'm happy to help fellow growth hackers with their challenges all the time. I can't respond real time because I have a lot of things going on, but I usually try to get back and connect with fellow colleagues, and I'm happy to be there.
This is amazing. Thank you very much, and best wishes, and see you soon, Pika. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.